In this video, I'm going to try to paint a very simple and compelling picture of why it's important to meditate. Okay, so here's you going about your life, and when you don't have some sort of a meditation or a grounding or centering or some sort of a inner work practice, this is usually how you're going about your day. There's this crazy cloud of thoughts, anxiety, fears, doubts, and it's kind of clouding your vision, and it's affecting your decisions. Okay, so you got this messy cloud, right? And actually, it's without some sort of a meditation practice or similar, it's actually usually it's more like this. Like, we can't see clearly at all. Okay, so what is this jumble of thoughts made of? It's made up of, fears, doubts, insecurities, a lot of internalized conditioning about, what is possible, internalized about what we think is possible, what we think is not possible. But these are not our own thoughts. These are taught to us by parents, teachers, society, whatever. These are like inherited beliefs. I'll write that too. Okay, so, this is how we're going around every day. This is you. That's you, without meditation. Okay, so what's the problem with this? First of all, these things are miserable. Second of all, when you want to do something, like a lot of the people I work with in my creative freedom community and coaching is a lot of people want to be creators. They want to make a YouTube video. Okay, so you want to make a YouTube video, this desire to be creative is arising, but instead of acting on that, you have all these fears and doubts. So you say, oh, I can't make a YouTube video. I'm not good enough. What will people think of me? I'm afraid of what people will think of me. I have this internalized conditioning that that's stupid, that that's unconventional, that that's weird. I've inherited this belief that to express creativity, I have to be an expert at it. I have to be a perfectionist, right? So it becomes basically impossible. All we want to do is make a little YouTube video, but we've got this big cloud in the way, so it makes it very impossible. Okay, so how does meditation help us, right? Because before meditation, we're just consumed by this. We're consumed by this, and we're so consumed by this that we think it's us. Like, we think that's reality. So here's what happens when you meditate. So let me try to draw this. Let's see, if we could do the legs are kind of crossed, and then the arms are just resting there. Okay, so here you are meditating. It kind of looks like a sailboat, but what I'm going after is like crossed legs and the arms on the thighs. So when you meditate, basically, you sit down for 10 minutes, and you focus on the breath. And there's other practices you can do, but like bare bones, that's it. You sit down, set a 10-minute timer, you relax, and you focus on the breathing. Okay, so when any of these thoughts arise, and they will, instead of allowing yourself to be consumed by them, right? So let's say that, fear pops up. instead of letting it consume you, you just return to the breath. So you return to the breath when a distraction arises. And I mean this literally. You're sitting there in your meditation position. You've started your timer. You're meditating now. So you relax your body. You bring your focus to the breathing. I usually focus at the tip of the nose. It's a nice anchor point for me. And then you're going to regard all of this stuff as a distraction. Okay, so you're actually finally, for once, disengaging from this stuff. Okay, so you got a fear, you've got a doubt, right? You've got a, maybe you're replaying a past scenario. Maybe here's one where you're stressing about the future. Okay, in our usual state, when these clouds arise in our mind, we just let them consume us, as you can see in the picture here. But while we're meditating, we notice that. We notice that we're stressing about the future. We notice that we're doubting. We notice that we're replaying some scenario from the past, and we're wishing it could have gone different. We're having some fear. And then you just return to the breath because we're meditating. Right? So you're finally beginning to separate yourself from these things. You're beginning to watch them. Right? So you become watchful. Now, a lot of people, they'll never even start meditating because they have this idea that if these thoughts come up in their mind during meditation, they're doing a bad job. Right? So that's a common misconception that to be a good meditator, you have to have an empty mind. No, these clouds are going to, oops, that was an eraser. These clouds are still going to arise. The difference with meditation is you're going to allow them to pass by. Just like floating clouds. So if you could see what's happening here in this picture, you are centered. Okay, and there may be times during meditation, especially when you're a beginner, where, this past scenario is going to come up and it's going to cloud you like this. You're going to totally forget that you're meditating. But there might be a moment where you remember, oh wait, I'm being distracted. Okay, and then you return to your breath. You create that separation between your centered self and your thoughts. That's the practice, right? So the more and more you do this practice, the more you observe these thoughts instead of totally getting wrapped up in them, the more you begin to cultivate your centered self. And over time, what's going to happen is, as you're just going about your day, and when you have fear and doubt, and this could be anything, this could be, I want to post a YouTube video, this could be, I want to go to an event, this could be, I have a stressful meeting, any of this, you're going to cultivate this ability to see these clouds of fear and doubt and stress and anxiety. And instead of getting consumed by them, like in this picture here, you're going to be able to just, again, witness them, stay centered, and basically choose love. So in the case of the YouTube video, you want to make a YouTube video. You have all these stories arising, right, from this inherited conditioning, like, I can't do it, it has to be perfect, what if I fail, I'm scared of being judged because of all this internalized conditioning, because of these insecurities, right? But now you witness these things. You're more of a witness. So you can actually choose. You can choose, you know what, I'm going to make this video. I see this thoughts, I see these fears, but I'm going to choose to make this video. Oops. I'm going to choose to make it anyway. I'm going to choose love. I'm going to choose. Right, so something else that's happening here in the meditation is focus, right? We're gaining the ability to focus our mind, because when we're in this scenario here, we are getting pulled into these distractions. We're getting totally lost in these distractions. But here in meditation, we're cultivating the ability. We might literally be practicing focus on the breath, but what we're really training is the muscle of focus, period, where we're able to focus on being the people we want to be. We're able to focus on choosing love. We're able to focus on doing what we want to do, creating the life we want, showing up in relationships how we want to, showing up online how we want to, showing up in real life scenarios how we want to. And this is just one thing. You know, you're also developing inner peace. You're also developing, you know, an embodied and felt realization of wholeness and enoughness despite what's going on in the outside world, right? This is the center we cultivate. And over time, as you meditate more and more, and yes, there are other practices, visualizations you can do, but I'm serious, just by focusing on the breath, noticing distractions and returning to your breath for 10 minutes a day. Personally, now I do 20 minutes twice a day, although sometimes it's less. Just by doing this, you're going to cultivate this center. You're going to move from this person here to this person here, this one. So I hope this painted a picture of why it's so important to meditate. You know, it's simple as that. Without meditation, you're going to be like this. Now, are there other practices? You know, you can learn stuff, you can watch videos like this, you can have an intellectual understanding, but the actual meditation, and a lot of the people I talk to, they don't quite understand, like they can understand this, but they still have this resistance to meditation, like it's hard, I don't want to do it, I don't have time, right? All of those thoughts are like part of this cloud. The more resistance there is to sitting down for 10 minutes, do it first thing in the morning. The more resistance there is, the more difficult you find it. That means the more in this state you are. That means the more cloudy and distracted you are, and the more important it is to actually sit down and do this practice. This embodied feeling of being centered, it comes from actually sitting down for 10 minutes a day. So that's, one of the reasons why I think you should meditate. That's one angle that you can see it. From this place, you're going to be able to, like I said, from this place, you're going to be able to choose love. You're going to be able to be more confident. You're going to be able to do the things you want to do. Fear still might come up, but like it's not going to have as much of an impact on you. And it's awesome. So try it out. If you want to learn meditation, and and things like that from me. I've got a free community online you can apply for, and I've also got one-on-one coaching. You could book a free connection call. We could talk about that. So that stuff is linked below. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.